First up, did you know that honey never spoils? Fascinating, isn't it? This golden, sweet substance, beloved by many, seems to defy laws of nature and time. You might wonder, how is this possible? Well, the secret lies in honey's unique composition, which is a great deterrent for spoilage. It's been found in ancient Egyptian tombs, still perfectly good for consumption, even after an astonishing 3,000 years. The reasons for honey's longevity are its low water content and acidic pH. These two factors work together, creating an environment that is unwelcoming to bacteria and microorganisms. This is what gives honey its impressive, almost unbelievable shelf life. Honey's incredible shelf life is due to its low water content and acidic pH, creating an inhospitable environment for bacteria and microorganisms. Now, let's talk about a fruity revelation. Have you ever wondered about the classifications of fruits, more specifically berries? It might come as a surprise to many that bananas, the elongated yellow fruit that's a breakfast staple in many households across the globe, are indeed classified as berries. This might sound astonishing, but the scientific reasoning behind it is rather simple. Bananas develop from a flower with a single ovary, which is the primary characteristic of a berry. Contrary to popular belief, strawberries, renowned for their succulent sweetness and vibrant red colour, aren't true berries. In botanical terms, they're actually classified under the category of aggregate fruits, which are a cluster of fruits that emerge from a flower with multiple ovaries. Unlike berries, which emerge from a flower with a single, isn't it intriguing how nature continues to astound us with its complexities? Nature sure loves to keep us on our toes. Have you ever pondered upon the fact that a towering monument could alter its height? It might sound unusual, but the iconic Eiffel Tower in the heart of Paris can perform this extraordinary feat. As the warm summer months usher in, substances tend to heat up, and this triggers the movement of their particles at a quicker pace, resulting in them occupying a larger amount of space. This scientific phenomenon is not only limited to liquids or gases, but it also impacts solid structures, the Eiffel Tower. Comprising primarily of iron, the Eiffel Tower is susceptible to heat expansion. This means that during the summer months, when the heat intensity increases, the iron constituting the tower expands, causing the entire structure to grow. The Eiffel Tower can actually increase in height by an astonishing 6 inches during this period. Talk about a seasonal makeover. When you think of deserts, what comes to mind? Might it be endless golden sand dunes shimmering under an unforgiving sun? Or perhaps the hardy cacti towards the clear blue skies? Well, brace yourself a revelation. Against all these typical images of hot sandy landscapes, there exists a different kind of desert. Antarctica, the icy continent, surprisingly holds the title for the world's largest desert. Unfathomable, isn't it? The definition of a desert relies on low precipitation, not temperature. And Antarctica, despite its chilling persona, receives very little rainfall, categorizing it as a cold desert. It's fascinating how nature persistently challenges our expectations. Now, let's move on to something heartwarming. Cows, these mesmerizing creatures of the animal kingdom, are often misconstrued as mere dairy producers. But have you ever thought about their emotional world? Did you know that these gentle beings are capable of forming deep-seated friendships akin to those we humans cherish? Similar to us, cows converse, bond and establish social hierarchies amongst themselves. Unbelievably, they even form best friendships, a bond that transcends their simple social structure, enhancing their emotional wealth. This bond is so profound that the separation of these best friends triggers visible stress. Their reaction is akin to ours, marked with distinct signs of distress. They whimper, become low-spirited, a stark contrast to their usual cheerful demeanor. It's to witness this intricate emotional landscape in these humble beings. Who knew cows were so emotionally connected? Shifting gears to the virtual world, have you ever pondered the physical weight of the internet? A curious question indeed, one that might seem initially incomprehensible. How could something we can't see or touch have a weight? However, physicists have crunched the numbers and provided an astounding answer. They estimate that the electrons, Those microscopic particles required to store every single piece of data that exists on the internet would collectively possess a mass. What's even more surprising is the scale of this mass. It stands at approximately 50 grams, no more, no less. Now, to put that into perspective, imagine a medium-sized strawberry in your hand. Yes, that's the exact weight we are talking about. It's mind-boggling to think about the weight of our digital universe. And finally, let's take a moment to debunk a common misconception that has been circulating for years. Many of us were and earnestly believed that the Great Wall of China, one of the most impressive man-made structures on the planet, is visible from this moon with the naked eye. Well, as fascinating as that might sound, the truth far from it. The wall, despite its grandeur and vast reach, is relatively narrow. Furthermore, its hue happens to nearly perfectly blend with the natural terrain that surrounds it, effectively camouflaging it. This camouflaging phenomenon makes it nearly impossible to distinguish from the vast expanse of space. This fact also serves as a reminder that sometimes our imaginations can paint vivid pictures that are far from reality. Hence, it's important to remember that sometimes reality is even more fascinating than fiction.